All right, let's cut through the noise. The only story that matters right now is the tidal wave of foreign cash hitting Korea's HBM supply chain. This sets up a potential bull case for the US Open, but it all comes down to that CPI print.
Okay, so you're looking at the Seoul market heat map, right? It's kind of mixed. A little bit of red, a little bit of green, and then bam, you see that giant block of green? That's SK Hynix. That's not just another stock moving up. That, my friends, is a signal screaming at us. It's a massive statement.
And how big a statement are we talking about? We're talking 1.1 trillion won. Let that sink in. That's the total foreign capital that just poured into the KOSPI. A number like that, just hours before a make-or-break CPI report out of the US, that's not just confidence. That's massive institutional-level conviction.
So, what's this signal really telling us? This isn't just some jittery pre-CPI trading. Nope, this is a deep structural bet on the absolute core of the AI revolution. Let's break it down. Look, this money isn't just buying Korea Inc. This is a surgical strike. It's a laser-focused bet on one thing: high bandwidth memory. We're talking about the HBM3E chips from players like SK Hynix. You know, the stuff that is the absolute lifeblood for the next wave of AI hardware. All right, but here's where it gets really interesting. We're going to peel back the layers now, because this wasn't just a bet on one company. Oh no, this was a highly coordinated purchase across the entire AI supply chain.
And the data just lays it all out, plain as day. Look at this. They pumped 837 billion won into SK Hynix for the memory. But they didn't stop there. They also snapped up Dongjin Semicam, a critical material supplier, and Daehan Kwangtung, which makes the fiber optics. Now check this out. At the same time, they were selling on the KOSDAQ. And look at retail, selling off over 1 trillion won. You see the picture? This isn't a buy-everything party. This is a calculated institutional play on AI infrastructure.
So you've got 3 layers here. It's a full stack play. First, the memory chips themselves from SK Hynix. Second, the specialty materials from Dongjin Semicam that you literally need to make those chips. And third, the fiber optics from Daehan Kwangtung to wire up the data centers where they'll live. When someone buys all 3 at once, that's not a guess. That's a powerful statement of belief in the entire AI build-out from start to finish. Okay, so we have this incredibly strong signal, but it's not happening in a nice, safe little bubble. In fact, it's on a collision course with a major macro event that could blow this whole thing up. Which leads to the million-dollar question. What if this whole thing is a trap? You've got this beautiful, clear signal from the supply chain, and it's about to slam headfirst into a brick wall of macro risk. How you navigate this moment is everything. So here are the 2 forces about to collide. The bullish force, that huge targeted foreign buy-in in Korea's supply chain, it's a bet that AI is the future, period. The bearish force, the US CPI data. Think of it as a macro wall. If that inflation number comes in hot, it's risk off and all that smart money could get trapped. If you only listen to the capital flows, the message is crystal clear. The supply chain is screaming bull. But, and this is a big but, the options market for US semis, the SOXX, is telling a completely different story. It's screaming bear. We're seeing huge amounts of put volume, which means hedging. So which is it? The smart money in Asia is buying hand over fist, while the smart money in the US is betting on a drop. This is the tension we have to resolve. So what do? We fall back on our prime directive. Do not trade the headline. Trade the supply chain. All right, battle plan, listen up. These are the levels for execution at the US Open. Entry condition is simple. We go long above 25,000 on the NQM26. Your exit is a hard stop. Below 24,910, the 50-day moving average. If we lose that, support is gone. This is the kill switch. If the 10-year Treasury yield breaks 4.35%, the entire trade is invalidated. Macro wins. Final confirmation. Run this checklist before you act. 1. NQM26 futures must be above 24,910. 2. US 10-UI stays below 4.35%. 3. DXY is stable, not spiking. 4. VIX remains under 20. If any one of these fails, we switch to capital preservation mode instantly. Log the results at 0730 Eastern. No exceptions. You want this kind of breakdown of the Asia close before the New York Open? You know what to do. Subscribe and be here.